Okay, so your lesson is brought to you outside today. So we are going to do lesson 6, which is how does the earth move in space? All right. So objective, I will be able to represent the motions of the earth using physical models, diagrams, and explanations. I will be able to explain what causes day and night. So let's go ahead and read this first paragraph. Engage. Right now, the earth is moving through space at 67,000 miles per hour. That's about 1,000 times faster than a car driving on a highway. We don't feel the Earth's movement because we are on the Earth and are also moving at that speed. It is like when you're in a fast car or airplane moving at a constant speed. If you don't feel the momentum, if you don't feel the motion until the vehicle slows down or speeds up. Even though we can't feel the motion of the earth, we can see and feel many of the events that are caused by the earth's motion, like sunrises and sunsets, seasons, and the changing of shadows throughout the day. Okay, so let's create a physical model of two of the main motions of earth compared to the sun. Read each direction and observe the physical model. Well, guess what? I'm just going to show you the model. Okay, so we're gonna do a quick simulation. I have my beautiful sun out here in the middle of the cul-de-sac, okay? I am gonna pretend to be the earth along with Kale. Okay, so the earth, it spins on its axis, which happens to be tilted, and I'll teach you about that in a second. But it spins on its axis just like this, kind of like a ballerina, all right? And that takes 24 hours. But now, as the earth spins, we're doing a lesson. We are going to revolve around the sun. So it's gonna look like this. All the way around. And, so that just took me 365 days to go all the way around the sun, which is 1 year. Okay, so now that you know how the earth moves, I want you guys to diagram that, okay? So draw a sun right here in the middle, all right? And then show the earth going around it. But not only does the earth go around the sun, it also spins as it goes around the sun. So let's take a second and draw that. Okay, so your demonstration should look something similar to this. Okay, so we've got the sun, and we have the earth revolving around the sun, but also the sun is rotating on its axis, which means it's spinning. Okay, so your initial description of Earth's motion. Guys, what do we really, honestly, both of these are probably going to be pretty similar because I did a good job of explaining. So I want you to explain that the earth rotates on its axis and it also revolves around the earth. So yours may say something like this. It may say something like the earth has two main motions. Earth spins in place and also travels around the sun at the same time. Okay, we will come back to the updated description shortly. Okay, so we're going to take some notes right now, okay? So description of Earth's motion. We've got rotation. The Earth spins on its axis. Earth's axis is an imaginary line that goes through its poles. Revolution is the Earth travels in almost a circular path around the sun. All right? So let's move down and draw a picture to bring this into life, okay? So I like to use word art. You guys know that I like to use word art, okay? So you can think of it as spinning on its axis like a ballerina. If you want to show a picture of a ballerina there spinning, show a picture of the earth spinning, that would be perfect, okay? Now revolution, I like to do some word art, so I put the sun, and then I put revolution as a word to go all the way around. But you can choose however you want to demonstrate this for your notes. I do want to point out on rotation, the axis looks something like this. So we've got our circle, and then the axis is tilted. It's kind of crazy. It's an imaginary line, okay? And then it kind of, like the equator, kind of goes like this, all right? So this actually plays into an effect of why we have seasons the way our axis is pointed, and we'll get to that later. Okay. So, a synonym for rotation is spinning. A synonym for revolution is orbit or orbiting. Now, time it takes to complete the motion once. For rotating, spinning on its axis like a ballerina, it takes 1 day or 24 hours. Now, to revolve all the way around the sun, it takes 365 days. It takes so long because the orbit is 942 million kilometers. Okay, so let's use in a sentence, noun form. So here's an example. Yours can be different. One rotation of the Earth takes 24 hours. Okay? Now let's use revolution. One revolution of the Earth takes 365 days. So that's just an example. You can choose to use a different sentence if you'd like. Now use it as a verb. Okay? The Earth rotates on an imaginary line called the axis. Okay? So verb means what it's doing. It's an action. The Earth revolves around the sun. Okay, so basically what you got to know in this lesson, guys, is that the Earth spins like a ballerina, all right, on its axis, and it takes 24 hours. But the Earth also revolves, which means it orbits the sun, and that takes 365 days, which is 1 year. Okay, so now what you need to do is you need to go on, if you're doing an online version, go to quizzes, and the code, of course, is in your Google Classroom. Or if you're doing the paper version, answer the quizzes questions on paper. Have a great time, guys.